Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Right now at 5, Kern County supervisors make a multi-million-dollar investment to help local hospitals as some worry about a lack of nurses. We'll tell you what they approved.
And helping local businesses stay afloat, another boost for the Kern Recovers program. We'll explain.
And giving the gift of life, a local family tells their story about almost losing their loved one to COVID-19 and the gift they received that likely saved him. Now they're paying it forward, hoping others will too. This is Wednesday, July 29th, 2020. Good morning, 5 a.m. Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen along with Alex Fisher, Kevin Sherratt, both holding down the fort in Bakersfield in our studio. I got to say, guys, I think I got the great deal getting to work from home from Tehachapi this week. I hear you guys are dealing with some heat down there. It's pretty nice up here. I spent the day out at the lake yesterday with a nice breeze. So, it's not such a bad deal being up here right now.
Yeah, it's just a little toasty up or down here in Bakersfield, and it looks like the weather is going to continue to be a little toasty here in Bakersfield over the next several days. Who has the answers? Kevin Sherratt.
Well, we actually got a little lucky yesterday, Alex, because take a look at our high temperature. We only hit 101. We were thinking maybe 102, 103. We are going to bump it up today. We'll see if that holds true. But it is a fairly nice morning out there as we take a look at the current temperature right now. We're at 75 degrees in Bakersfield. We have a light southeast wind at 6 miles per hour. And as we take a look at our dog walk forecast, and you can see 84 degrees by 8 a.m. We're in the lower 90s at 11. So very putting that caution out there in terms of walking the dog in the lower 90s. And then as we progress into the afternoon, temperatures are going to be right around 103, 104. And I can't emphasize enough, make sure our pets have plenty of water and plenty of shade if they're going to be outside. And make sure you're taking it easy as well and staying hydrated. 63 degrees in Tehachapi right now. We have a west wind at 3 miles per hour, so a little bit warmer up that way. And you can see the hour by hour out of Tehachapi right near 64 degrees by 7 a.m. And then throughout the afternoon, we're going to rise right near 92. Much more in your pinpoint weather coming up, but first we'll send it back over to you.
All right, thanks so much, Kev. We begin this hour with the COVID-19 pandemic and staffing troubles at our county hospitals. Local health officials say hospitals have enough ICU beds to cope with a surge in coronavirus cases, but not enough nurses to staff them. Yesterday, the Kern County Board of Supervisors approved $12 million to bring in 84 ICU nurses from across the nation. The money will come from Federal CARES Act funding. Kern Public Health Director Matt Constantine says previous models showed that we were set to exceed our maximum capacity of ICU beds yesterday.
Today was the day that the one day months ago that the model indicated there would be a concern. We are pretty close. As the hospital CEOs will tell you, as they're asking for help should tell you, we are getting near our capacity. We have available ICU beds. We don't have available nurses.
During yesterday's meeting, supervisors said there is a mutual aid process in place to get better staffing for hospitals that are struggling right now. Each hospital has to submit a formal request through the site. A Delano hospital has already submitted such a request. The state will allocate 2 more registered nurses, 6 military paramedics, and 1 doctor.
And now taking a look at our latest numbers here in Kern County, the Department of Public Health announced yesterday 1,893 new cases of COVID-19, along with 12 deaths. Since the pandemic began, there have been almost 17,000 positive tests in Kern County. Of those, more than half are considered active cases, so people who are still sick. 197 people are being treated in local hospitals, and 135 have died. We're seeing some of the signs of struggles at local hospitals. Medical tents have gone up at Adventist Health Bakersfield and in Tehachapi. The hospital says it's receiving help from the International Medical Corps, a humanitarian nonprofit based in Los Angeles. The goal is to help Adventist keep the COVID-19 patients separated from other patients to lower the risk of spreading the virus. According to a news release, the Corps is also supplying medical equipment to both hospitals. Tomorrow, more help's on the way from the federal government. A new testing site will open at Kern County Fairgrounds after being approved by the Health and Human Services Department. The department's contracted with the company eTrueNorth with the goal of testing 60,000 people in 12 days with a faster turnaround for results. And while they're starting at the fairgrounds, they'll decide if more testing sites are needed.
Meantime, there's still trouble at our local nursing homes. Health officials say the coronavirus is still out of control among the county's most vulnerable patients. The state says there has been nearly 350 infected residents in Kern County nursing facilities. Public Health says despite its efforts, they are still seeing breakdowns in safety and hygiene that allows the virus to keep spreading.
Unfortunately, Supervisor Maggard, through the chair, we continue to struggle with the control of the virus in our skilled nursing facilities.
The county does not have any authority to close the facilities because they're regulated by the state health department, not the county. Still, local health officials have worked to stop the outbreak. That includes hiring a consultant to identify areas where facilities need to do better.
Also at the supervisors meeting, roughly $52 million in COVID aid is set to come to the Valley. Here's how much Kern County's getting. At the board meeting yesterday, Matt Constantine said that of that, $7.1 million is allocated for Kern. Funding is set to go toward enhanced COVID-19 monitoring and surveillance. The money might also help improve public health's ability to report data and reinforce the partnership between local, state, and nationwide agencies. Another issue is hospital staffing. Local agencies are requesting more workers from the state. Starting today, the state will provide assistance to Delano Regional Medical Center. The help comes in the form of 1 doctor, 2 registered nurses, and 6 military paramedics for at least 72 hours.
It can be extended another 72 hours if needed, but that is additional resources that is being allocated from the state down to Kern County.
Supervisors also approved a $12 million investment in 84 additional ICU nurses from across the nation.
Local businesses are feeling the strain of the COVID-19 pandemic, but now the county has a little more money in the bank to help businesses stay afloat. Supervisors approved new spending with the federal funds it received through the CARES Act. That revision includes an extra $5 million for the Kern Recovers program. That program offers forgivable loans to help businesses pay employees and cover other costs. The program ran out of funds last week after supporting more than 800 businesses. The county website has more info for anyone who wants to apply. And while many businesses are closed, the city of Bakersfield is offering up a way for some to reopen. That comes in the form of a special events permit that allows businesses to operate outside. Business owners just need to complete an application and turn in an $86 fee along with it. Some businesses may be limited with their services due to state regulations, but for others, this is a way to continue operations. Once the application is complete, it takes about a week to process. Welcome back. If you've recovered from the coronavirus, Houchin Community Blood Bank wants to hear from you. The donation center is still collecting convalescent plasma from COVID-19 survivors. And as 17's Taylor Schaub reports, one local family is living proof that an hour of your time can help save a life. Taylor, I know that there's this big push to get people to donate, and here's a story why, right?
That's right, Alex. And look, the last 3 months have been a roller coaster ride of emotions for the Reynolds, but thanks to an anonymous donor, they're happy to report that things are finally turning around.
Plasma saved his life.
It was late April when the Reynolds' life was thrown upside down. In the span of a week, Justin, Tally, and their daughter Bailey all tested positive for the coronavirus. And while the 2 women were fortunately asymptomatic, Justin endured a different fate. The virus latching onto his lungs, causing a months-long battle that nearly took his life.
He was so very sick, and we prayed and prayed and prayed. I prayed with the chaplain all night.
He was quickly placed in a medically induced coma, surviving solely off a ventilator. Hope seemed lost until the family's prayer was answered in the form of a plasma donation.
Little by little by little, he made it. He made it. He's just a walking miracle.
Motivated by this act of kindness, the mother-daughter combo decided to give the same gift to another family battling this dreaded disease.
We received a letter from Houchin after we did our first donation, and they said that somebody in Kern County received our plasma and saved their life. That is the most wonderful thing I can give back, because I don't know the person that saved my husband's life.
Inspiring her husband along the way.
And he was telling the nurses, hey, my wife is out saving lives. My daughter, she's saving lives. They're saving lives. And he goes, they're my heroes.
Despite being one of the most effective treatments for COVID-19, Rachel Parlier with Houchin Community Blood Bank says only around 130 people have donated. A tiny fraction of the more than 5,000 that have recovered from the virus here in Kern County.
The demand for convalescent plasma is a lot higher than the supply right now, so that's kind of why we're putting that cry out to Kern County.
And if saving a life isn't a big enough incentive to get you in the door, the blood bank is also offering survivors a $50 gift card to simply donate. Because as Reynolds says, if it wasn't for that donor, her husband may not be here today.
Your small act of kindness saved a dad, a father, a cousin, a brother, a son. You know, all of the future that he has, walking her down the aisle, all of those things that one person did in an hour of donating convalescent plasma.
Just a wonderful story there, Alex. And for more information on how you can donate, you can call 616-2575 or visit Houchin's website at hcbb.com. In Southwest Bakersfield, Taylor Schaub, 17 News.
Yeah, and again, we want to reiterate that there is still that need here in Kern County, considering that more than 2/3 of the cases in Kern County are considered active. So we want to go over the information for you one more time about how you can give the gift of life and receive a gift in return. The blood bank is offering gift cards to anyone who has recovered from COVID-19 and is willing to donate their blood plasma to help others survive. There are thousands of people who have recovered, about 5,400 here locally. But Houchin Community Blood Bank still says that just over 100 people, 100 COVID-19 survivors, have actually donated their blood plasma. Convalescent plasma donors will receive a $50 gift card to a local restaurant, and Houchin will also have 2 drawings a day for $500 gift cards. This is happening through Saturday, so if you can donate, please call 616-2575. Again, the numbers are staggering here in Kern County, and that is why it is so important that we have enough donations, enough people to donate their convalescent plasma, because our local doctors say it is working. So hopefully you can donate. Happening this morning, the Mission at Kern County is hosting another food distribution for families impacted by COVID-19. The Mission has been handing out protein boxes full of meat and cheese to the community every Wednesday for several weeks now. The meals are provided by the USDA Farm to Families program and designed to feed a family of 6 for 1 week. The Mission will continue the food giveaway every Wednesday from 8:30 till 10:30 a.m. through the end of next month. There's also a food giveaway happening at the First Congregational Church Food Pantry this morning. That's located at 5 Real Road in Bakersfield. The giveaway starts at 8:30. A dog left to die with her puppies is getting a second chance at life. 17's Nicole Gitsky gives us a preview of what we can see today on 17 News at noon.
Aviana was shot in the back, abandoned in a field, and giving birth to her puppies. The gunshot severed her spinal cord. She has no deep pain sensation in her back legs. And in what can seem like such a tragedy, came to be a story of resilience and positivity.
Look at just the incident, you go, oh my God, that's catastrophic. It sends a shudder through your body. You go, I don't even want to hear that. But if you take the time to listen to the whole story, it's only negative for us for the beginning. The rest of it is incredibly positive.
Aviana, along with her 5 puppies, are creating a new narrative for their life, one full of love for their new owners as they embark on another chapter. In Southwest Bakersfield, Nicole Gitsky, 17 News.
And again, you can watch that story on 17 News at noon.
The clock is ticking for Washington to review unemployment benefits that run out this week. Tracy Potts is tracking what's happening on Capitol Hill.
With 3 days to go,
it's politics as usual.
Democrats and Republicans are making little progress on unemployment benefits that run out Friday.
When we have negotiations, McConnell won't even show up.
Republicans want to cut the $600 a week federal bonus to $200.
They're not even saying let's get it done. They're just saying, well, maybe we'll do $200.
Republicans claim many are earning more than when they were working.
We should not be taxing somebody who's been stocking shelves for months so the government can pay her neighbor more than she makes to sit at home.
Meantime, President Trump is again pushing the anti-malaria drug hydroxychloroquine to prevent coronavirus.
I happen to believe in it. I would take it. As you know, I took it for a 14-day period, and I'm here, right? I'm here. I happen to think it works in the early stages.
Scientists cite mounting evidence that the drug does nothing to stop the virus. But a vaccine will, the administration thinks it may be ready by November. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.